down the little sign that said not to disturb. She didn't say anything at first, just pushed a notepad and pen across the desk toward me. My mouth opened to explain, but nothing came out. Years of training had locked the words inside. Instead, I picked up the pen and wrote one word in big letters: help. She read it, looked at me, then got up and locked the door. From her mini fridge, she pulled out apple juice and crackers, setting them in front of me like it was no big deal. But it was huge because nobody had ever asked what I wanted to eat or drink. I picked the apple juice, surprised I even had a preference after all these years. She watched me drink it, making little notes on her yellow pad. Around lunch, someone knocked and she let Lucas in, this kid from my history class who always sat in the back. He didn't try to talk, just sat in the other chair while I finished the crackers. After maybe 10 minutes of quiet, the words just came out in a whisper about how my father was going to sell me. Lucas didn't act shocked or confused, just nodded like he already knew something was wrong. Dr. Miller picked up her phone and started making calls, using words like immediate intervention and emergency custody. 2 days passed in a blur of staying in the nurse's office, eating real meals, and sleeping on the little cot they kept for sick kids. On the third day, Robert showed up with a folder full of papers, demanding they release me for a family emergency. The secretary stalled him, saying she needed to verify the documents while her hand moved under the desk. I could hear him getting louder from where I hid in the nurse's bathroom, his voice carrying through the walls. Then I heard him on his phone, telling someone named Mr. Gray that I was just having teenage rebellion but the merchandise was still intact. Those exact words, like I was a thing he was selling. The bathroom door opened and a woman in regular clothes came in, but something about how she moved said cop. She found me pressed against the wall, trying not to throw up, and instead of following whatever rules she was supposed to follow, she grabbed my hand and pulled me toward the loading dock. We could hear Robert yelling at the principal while we slipped out the back and into her unmarked car. Once we were moving, I showed her the pictures on my flip phone, all the documents I'd photographed in his office. She pulled over after seeing the loan papers, her face going pale as she read about the asset and the transfer date. We ended up parked behind a grocery store while she made call after call to different people. Through the windshield, I watched normal families arguing about cereal and kids begging for candy, stuff I'd never done. A mom was letting her daughter pick between 2 types of cookies, and I realized I'd never been allowed to choose anything, not even food. The detective kept looking at me between calls, like she was seeing all the things I'd missed, all the normal kid stuff that had been stolen from me. The dashboard clock said 3:47 when she finally put the phone down and turned to face me completely. She pulled out a folder from between the seats and started spreading photos across the dashboard while explaining that the pictures alone weren't enough for immediate action. The court would need more than just documentation since